speak to you more about digital marketing into PG as a subject. Some of the countries give it as basically a diploma. Some of them gives it as a degree. So we are here to speak to you about both and careers which would come out after doing this degree. And there's another important topic which we would be covering today. That would be basically focusing upon you could say real to real classroom, transition of students from virtual classroom to face classroom. So first of all, I would like to take the opening words from Shivang. Welcome, Shivang.
Thanks a lot, Hitanshu. I guess it's a pleasure to be here for sure. You've been doing a wonderful job for last few weeks. I've been watching all your videos, and all the subject matters that you are explaining are quite well explained. Not just for the students, but I guess even for the parents, it's quite a good initiative so that they can know what kind of career their kid wants to make, preparation about the same. Even for my students that I personally counsel, I recommend them watching your videos these days. So it's kind a very wonderful initiative, and it's a pleasure to be here today. I guess our this session will be very informative for a lot of people. We'll be covering about digital marketing as very rightly introduced by you. So without any further ado, let's take the session ahead.
Right, perfect. So, guys, as I spoke to you all in my last video about undergraduate program in digital marketing. Now, this time we got PG program into digital marketing, as a lot of professionals or students, continuing students or fresh students, for that matter of fact, are looking for new programs to start off with. So if we talk about this digital marketing program, it leads to various further careers into after doing this program. So it's not just about digital marketing or digital sales and marketing. You can go into you could say brand management. You can even look at to a career into advertising. So all these things are a mix which actually comes out of digital marketing. So instead of doing a general program into business, I think you should consider this program, which gives you a specialization in today's world, or I could say today's digital world, right? So Shivang, I'll take your reaction on that bit. So what do you say about it?
I guess it's the most relevant and the best emerging career in not just in India but across the world right now, Hitanshu. Because earlier, what used to have is every business, wanted to have a brick and mortar presence. But right now, considering the current pandemic situation, since everything has moved online, people have changed the way they used to shop. People have changed the way even they used to buy groceries. So I guess it is very important for each and every business to have an online presence. People across the world already realized it in a very initial stage, but people in India took some time to get adapted to it. But this time has really made people realize how important it is to have an online presence, not just in any business, be it our education, be it anything that is related to our day-to-day lives. So anybody who is willing to or who is looking forward to make a career into digital marketing, it's a big way to go ahead. I mean, coming in few coming years, starting from whatever you wear to whatever you eat to whatever you think, it will be all available online. So I guess there is nothing which can be more necessary than the online shopping or the online presence of the businesses if we talk about.
See, I totally agree. See, and that's why I wanted to, focus on this program, and that's the reason I've invited you over as well. Because it's always better to have more people discussing about the same topic rather than just one point of view going or one perception going into the market. Right.
Absolutely.
So as Shivang rightly said that everything has gone online, and the scope or you could say the nature of work has gone from offline to online, and tremendously the graph has gone up in the last 4 months. And people who used to say that I don't need a website or digital space for my business to flourish, they are also now on the digital platform. And we are truly in the age of digitalization now. So from you could say, you know if you could say, all the schools have gone online, colleges have gone online. So from primary education to higher education, everything has gone online, right? uh,
Absolutely.
like, oh, Shivang, you have done an online program, I have done an online program certification. So it's the skills have been, while we were sitting at home, we have utilized this period, and we have updated our skills also. And to be honest, I found it to be fun. And you could upgrade your knowledge while sitting at your place. A lot of professionals with whom there was a barrier, that how can I take out a year's time and go and do face to face studies. Now during this 4 months, a major transformation has come into play, and they have the mindset has opened up, and they are starting to look at programs online now. So this is
Absolutely.
another very big, you could say, opportunity, or a lot of players have come into the digital space in terms of education, where a lot of certifications, full-time masters, full-time bachelors also has gone into has come into picture. So I'll take your reaction on that one as well, Shivang, now.
Yeah, very rightly said, Hitanshu. I was just going through a similar article which explained that the digital learning platforms like Upgrad or Coursera or Udemy, their revenues have shooted to 10 times. I mean, that's a tremendous growth in a business that you can see. And this clearly shows that people are adapting to the online learning culture quite gracefully. And since we were talking about all the businesses going online, the main key to promote your business online is marketing, and that's where the digital marketing comes in. So if any business who is online, till the time they're not promoting it digitally, there is no point on having the online presence, right? And that is why it is quite important, and it is quite in demand for the students to learn these digital marketing platforms and the digital marketing, all the things. So I come from a background into US and Canadian education, whereas you come from a background into UK education. And we already have seen, digital marketing one way or the other across the country the same. So the best flexibility a student might have is to maybe learn their program in a country of their choice, then move to maybe another country and pursue their career in that particular domain. So it's quite flexible option as well. And even if they want to come back to their home country, they can do that and secure a very good job. So I guess this kind of flexibility is something I really appreciate in terms of a career in digital marketing.
See, I'll I'll further go on to a point in there. See, it's not just about marketing; it's about creating a brand into the digital space, right?
Absolutely.
And it's like, we need professionals in doing the same. It's not basically a layman's job which can be done. It's sorry. So we need professionals. So if somebody has studied a specific program into digital marketing or digital sales and marketing, they would have learned how to create a brand into the digital space, because it is not something where you've been doing this for you could say XYZ number of years. It's something new for this new age world, right? And
Absolutely.
everybody requires professionals for it, be it a small business, be it a big business. Bigger business would have bigger teams, smaller businesses would have smaller teams, but the opportunities are there. So I would like to recommend all my students, and would like to say to them as well, you know wherever you might be, right? If even if you are in India or abroad, look at the job opportunities to the country you'll be doing your program from, and in your home countries with respect to this program. because then you'll have an actual image that tomorrow if you work into that country, how much what would be your ROI, or even if you come back to your home country, what would be your ROI? Because ultimately, whatever study we do it for a good career. We do it for a better lifestyle. So even if you are able to make more money in your home country, then you should come back to your home country and you should work in your home country, because ultimately you would want a better career out of the education you have taken up. Your comment, Shivang?
Absolutely, Hitanshu, I very rightly agree to it, because ROI is the single most important aspect everybody looks for whenever they want to invest into education. See, I did my post-secondary degree into marketing. And then because we are talking about digital marketing, see, I did my post-secondary degree into marketing, but getting hands-on into digital marketing required a whole lot of skill set. That is when I pursued my digital marketing program from the American Institute of Digital Marketing, because simple marketing might work, might not work, but it takes special efforts and a special skill set to get the pioneerity into the digital marketing platform. So that is completely important for the students, and they need to realize that digital marketing goes in depth to whatever concept they will study from the regular marketing program. So
Perfect.
that's quite an important factor.
I agree to it. That's why, while this lockdown was happening, I did my, brand management program from London Business School as well. So, these things we learn with experience, and gradually and slowly while we choose the right modules, the right programs to study in. So, it's just a eye opener to, you could say, students and parents, or even I could say consultants who would have never given this course as an option to students. So probably this video can be an eye opener for everybody, and hopefully, even if you don't like this video, please remember Parmesh Verma's song Gaal Nahi Kadni, right? So if you like the video, you can like it, you can share it, do whatever you want to do. But if you don't like the video, please remember that song, right? So now the next we'll shift from this topic to the next one, that is virtual classroom and face-to-face classroom. So a lot of learning this year would start from virtual classroom and would end into face-to-face classroom, whether it be India or abroad, because in India also school and colleges are not open, first of all, and then secondly, the time does not stop for anyone, right? So if you choose to stay at home, then this time would not come back, my dear friends. You would need to, you could say, uh, from the comfort of your home also you can join your classes, be it India or any other country, irrespective of that, because ultimately this time would not come back to you, and you'll end up losing, suppose, let's say 3 months also, so 3 crucial months of your life. And if you don't take an admission during that time, then probably a year is lost, or probably minimum 6 months is lost. So that is my personal, you could say, opinion, that if I would have been a student during this time, I would have secured my place at an institution, and would have started my learning from the time they would have started to teach, even if it was virtual. Because not every country or every university is doing virtual education. They Some of the countries have even opened doors for face-to-face education, but some of the countries, or majority of the countries, virtual education is the, you could say, the go-to thing at the moment. So I think that's my personal opinion. We'll take Shivang's opinion on the same question. So Shivang, over to you.
Yeah, I guess the best way to paraphrase what you just said, Hitanshu, is that time is money. So I guess we all agree to it quite well. And I do have a mixed reaction on what we were just discussing, either the virtual classes or the face-to-face classes. But because it totally depends from case to case. But I definitely recommend my students to start with the classes online. It is because there are a lot of things. The first and foremost factor is that since you've been to a different country to pursue your higher education, you know that it takes a lot of amount of money in order for your accommodation or maybe for your fooding and other expenses. So if a student is starting with their education online, maybe for quite some time, they will save on that particular amount of money, which is definitely a huge amount in some cases. The second point is that majority of the jobs have moved online right now. People are working from home. The office culture is about to get abolished from the world. So if a student, adapts to that learning environment virtually, whenever they land up into a job that expects them to work virtually, they will already have the hands-on experience, and even the employer will prefer these kind of students because they might know that during the pandemic this particular student adapted to the situation and learned to, started their learning virtually. And I guess this is quite an important factor. Also, another important factor that I want to stress upon is that whenever a student wants to move to a different country, they have a huge cultural shock, not just in terms of fooding, but in terms of the way they meet people, the way they talk to people, the way they make friends. But along with that, a huge setback comes in the difference of the medium of teaching, the way they pursue education in our country and the way they pursue education in a country that they're moving right now. So if a student starts with their education online right now, they can get accustomed to the new learning environment quite easily. And whenever they move to that country, getting adjusted in that particular environment will become quite easier for them. So these are the points that I particularly stress on whenever I talk about the students. But then again, it's a personal choice. But I definitely recommend people to start with their virtual education because this is the time to do it.
See, I agree to that. Studies wise, yes, there's a lot of difference when you have done your education from India and you're moving abroad. Cultural wise, you meet different people from different nationalities, so you are into a multicultural environment. So in today's age of globalization, it opens a lot of opportunities for you once you've finish your course with people from different countries. You learn the cultures from different countries, how businesses are done in different countries. So you technically go into a multicultural environment where you learn a lot of new things, you make a lot of new friends. But as Shivang said, till the time face to face learning is about to start, or you could say till the time campuses are opening up. So again, it's not for every country that face to face learning would not happen in September. So certain countries face to face learning or the campuses would open for September, and you can apply to those countries. That is perfectly fine. But if you are you want to go into a course specific or a university specific or a college specific you know you could say institution specific program, or specifically to an institution, you can start your program online at the moment, or you could do a blended learning, cause blended learning would be the thing which would happen this year a lot, where you'll start off your program online, whether it would be a month or 2 months, and once the campuses are open, you will be allowed to go to the campus and do in campus classes. So that again uh, would be, I think, for majority of the countries, I think that would come into picture. So this is my take on it. Again, I'll take last words from Shivang, so that we don't want to sound too boring to you. So last, Shivang.
Absolutely. I guess you have summed it up really well, Hitanshu, because we have already discussed the pros and cons of what the one-on-one learning or maybe the virtual learning can have in store for the students. So I guess ultimately it is the decision of the students that they have to make. But I guess at the same time, the parents need to consider whatever steps their kids are making and the kind of uh, career they want to make. So I guess that this is quite very beautifully explained, and we have covered almost everything. So thanks a lot for your insights on the same.
Thank you so much, Shivang. So, guys, if you want to, if you want to connect to us, and even if you want to have, any queries regarding career advice, you can feel free to connect to us on Facebook. So, my Facebook ID is Tanshu.Bhardwaj. Or you can connect to me on my Insta. Again, the Insta handle is Hitanshu.Bhardwaj. Or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every Sunday I aim to bring out such videos for so basically students get a outlook on what program, because our students are somehow confused on what programs to take, and what careers it would lead. So you can subscribe my YouTube channel, that is again Hitanshu.Bhardwaj. So guys, thank you so much, and thank you, Shivang, thank you so much for coming over. So until next Sunday, guys, take care. Bye bye.